Well, hello, guys, and welcome to this month's live critique. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to Tom and Matt. Hope you're both doing well, guys.
Yeah, mate. Not too bad.
Good.
Cold.
Matty boy, how are you doing?
Good, mate. Good, mate. Thanks.
Good. So, what's new, Tom?
I've been out quite a lot recently, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Love
I've
it,
noticed you out and about quite a bit.
Yeah, I had a few weeks off because I had like 3 or 4 workshops, one after the other at the weekends, and then we built an extension on our house, and so I had just a few weeks off YouTube and stuff. But
Yeah.
been out quite a lot. Yeah.
I need to catch up. I've been
Yeah.
doing all the workshops. I'm well behind, but that's tomorrow.
Yeah, so mine really 1-to-1. So imagine what it would be like if he was away.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. What have you been up to then, Matt?
Not much. Not much.
You've been out shooting trees and stuff?
Half a day, mate. Yeah, it's not really photography. Yeah. Forgot it was like to take a photograph.
Yeah. At least you got out, I suppose, eh? Not enough, though.
No, doesn't sound like it.
Right, so we'll crack on with these first images anyway. So we've had George Cormanicki put a couple of images up, so I'll bring this one up first. So let me just bring this up here. And the reason why I chose this is because he sent 2 versions of it, which I thought would be a change. He sent a colour version and a black and white version. I was interested to see your guys' take on it, what you preferred, because I know usually I'm not into black and white at all, but that's just personal preference. However, what strikes you first about this, Tom?
Obviously, it's one of them shots where it sort of is what it is, isn't it? You know, there isn't really, there's not a huge lot going on. There isn't a huge amount of detail in the sky, is there?
No, not a huge amount. There's a bit of blue sky back there, and that's about it, really.
Yeah. So, in terms of like black and white to the color, I can't really make my mind up, to be fair.
Well, so if I swap this out and bring the other one up, there's not much in it.
No, it's not like
To be honest, there's not enough color back there to make much difference either way for me.
No, I'm the same. I can't really make my mind up either way because there's nothing really in that sky that there's not enough contrast in the scene that would make me want. You know what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily think black and white straight away.
Yeah. And so for me, there's a couple of things stand out. And if George, if you're watching, mate, is generally with a scene like this, if you bang this right in the middle of the frame, it doesn't look the greatest to me. Slap bang in the middle of the frame.
Yeah.
For one thing. I know it's probably hard because you're obviously quite close up to it. The other thing as well is is this sort of messy hedge thing down in the bottom of the frame.
Yeah.
Is quite distracting for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not clean. It's not very clean, is it?
No, there's a lot. Although it's a simple subject, there's a lot going on in the image.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, look, it's a photograph. I don't want to sound negative in any way, but it's definitely it's a nice tree. It's got potential, but you'd have to go back there when it would have some light. There's no light in this image.
No,
apart from the light, the foreground is very distracting.
Yeah.
There's nothing that pulls you into the image at all. It's just it's a very messy foreground. It would probably have been a lot nicer if it was just a clean foreground, just snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to simplify the image out a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. There's no light in it, is there? So it's one of those things you just say, yeah, that's a great spot. I'm going to take a photo of that and I'll go back in there again one day. And even the black and white, it just shows you that just even with the black and white image,
Yeah.
you still got to have light, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it. Yeah, there's nothing really pulling you towards black and white because there isn't any light or contrast, is there?
Mm.
It's, yeah, it's a nice looking, it's a nice shape to it. You know, one thing I would say is the tree doesn't, it just creeps up below that hedge, the tree line in the background. It's not, so he's separated it from the, you know what I mean? It's not, there's nothing interlocking there. But yeah, it's just like Matt said, it's one of them ones that it's got potential, I would say. It just needs a bit more thought, I think. You know, how you could improve it, where you could stand.
I was just having a look to see if he could have simplified it by going tighter in and just focusing on a smaller part of the tree itself. But, yeah, doesn't really work too well with that either.
No.
I think it's just one of those scenes that you probably have to just look at again, to be honest with you, and maybe gain a bit of elevation and look more across at the tree so you're avoiding this kind of mess down here.
Yeah,
a little more, or just seeing what else is in that area, because there's a couple of distractions there. You've got this tree creeping in on the right hand side there. There's this bush over to the left.
Yeah,
but,
it's just a bit too complicated for what it is. Yeah.
So really, George, I mean, really, the black or white or the color doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's more a case of just looking for a more interesting composition, I think.
Yeah.
The light,
Yeah.
George. We've all got images like this. You probably got excited because it started snowing, so you went out and thought you'd capture some snow. But you need light. You need light. You don't have it, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely.
You could make some light, like a lot of photographers do, and just put it in there.
Well, you could paint it in, but it's. I don't think you'd probably really get it that natural looking, to be honest.
Yeah, some guys are pretty good at it these days, mate.
Oh well, yeah, this is for sure. Just ask AI to do it; it'll do a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
So, for next month, we're not actually going to announce it until we have another link sorted out. So, do any of you guys got an idea for a topic though for January?
What did we say last time? We didn't. What was the theme we wanted to say last time? But we went with winter, didn't we?
We did. There was another one, but I can't remember. I was trying to remember before.
Snowy scenes or.
Well, this one was winter scenes, wasn't it?
This one was winter, yeah. I can't remember what we decided we was going to do.
No, me neither. So if you have a think about it and see if you've got a topic between you.
Yeah, I'll have a think.
And then we'll come up with something. But yeah, we're not going to do the hashtag thing for the next one. We're going to get this link back up and running again because it worked far better last month. So once we get that, we'll start promoting it and give you that link to sign up to and send your images to. It just works way better for us as well as you guys, because it means that we can kind of search through those images and they're all to hand.
Yeah.
So, but throughout this we'll come up with another topic for next month. Right. So the next one, which is Gary Minish, which was Sunset Alpenglow in Alaska. Wow. There we go. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's that perfect sort of alpenglow, isn't it? You know, he really has sort of captured the right moment in the light.
It's that first light on the mountains, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is quite a special moment, isn't it? Because not everyone gets up there and sees that, do they?
It doesn't last long, that's for sure.
That's it. Yeah, and it's before people even go out of bed. It's gone. But yeah, it's one of them ones that, like, I don't know about you, but it just feels like it's a bit left heavy for some reason. Obviously, everything's sloping down to the right. I don't know how I.
Yeah, well, it does. The whole
Yeah,
image slopes down to the right.
I can't sort of work out whether I. And obviously the tree. I don't know if how I feel about the trees poking up past the.
On the left and on the right.
Yeah,
well,
the
and,
peaks.
and
Yeah,
kind of in the middle. Yeah. So you generally, with a scene like this, I'd be tempted to get a bit more elevation. See, that's not cutting into the skyline,
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
if possible. I mean, I don't know where they
yeah,
are in relation, but you know, if possible, I would tend to want to do that because it looks, to my eye, it looks a little jarring.
yeah.
The bottom end of the frame.
Yeah, I feel like the trees are competing with them mountains too much a little bit,
Yeah.
and like you said, you're not really getting that sort of separation. Whereas if a little bit of elevation would help that, wouldn't it?
I almost feel as though with this image, the trees are a distraction.
Yeah, that's how I do.
Because I think it would simplify the shot a lot more if it was just mountains and sky.
Yeah, because it's very pastel, obviously, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got the sort of the oomph in the foreground. It's a bit of a yin and yang type thing going on. I can see what obviously what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm assuming maybe you couldn't get that elevation. You couldn't sort of
maybe not.
Maybe not, but
what do you think, Matt?
I disagree with the trees.
You do?
Personally, yeah, I don't think they're a distraction at all. It's not perfectly balanced, the image, but what is in nature perfectly balanced? Maybe could have gone a little bit wider to sort of try and give the left and right hand side a bit of breathing space.
Yeah, if it's a bit
or
tight.
maybe balance it out. Could have been a bit tight, but
Yeah.
if it did, it was only little. I mean, it's not a huge distraction, but I disagree with the trees. But I mean, that's a personal point of view. I like the trees there. I think that they actually gives it separation and it actually makes it more interesting. If you took them away, I think the image would be far too boring.
Yeah, I just find them a little bit crunchy at the bottom of the frame, to be honest.
That's hard to tell from my end, mate. With the resolution that we've got here, it's quite low resolution. But look, it's a nice image. I mean, there's nothing that there's beautiful light coming off. They're very natural, isn't it? Obviously not much post-production work put into it, so it's quite raw, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very tasteful. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, as you were saying, Tom, it's a bit too lefty, isn't it?
It's a little bit, yeah.
But who knows what was around the landscape?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a nice image to look at.
No, the thing is, if you were in front of there, would you take it? Would you take that image, or would you say, "Nah, it's not worth it"?
Yeah, I would be taking that image for sure. Some version of that, definitely. Yeah. Like you said, yeah. I do feel like he's captured wherever he stood. He's captured that moment quite well. But yeah, it's just a bit left heavy, maybe. But
maybe cropping it from the right hand side a little bit might have helped a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I think it's only the trees that does that for me, though, because obviously I know the mountains are a bit higher on the left, but they look quite. I don't know whether it's because of the trees are the same way, but no, it's a nice shot. Definitely a nice shot.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Right. So, any ideas for a theme yet? At all?
No, yeah, I'm working on it, mate. I'm working on it.
Come on, work harder, Tom. Right, so that's a lovely image there, and that was Gary Minish. So fantastic work.
Good job, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Nice photo. Nice photo.
George Cormanicky, thanks, guys. It was really the shape of the tree. It was off the side of the road. Yeah, right on, George. I mean, I used to do exactly the same. Carry the camera around in the car and you just if something catches your eye, you just grab a shot of it. That's for sure.
That's it. Yeah.
So on with the next one, and this was Brian Nicholson with some backlit trees. This one really stood out as well. It was nice image, I thought.
Yeah. Take it in again. It makes so much difference, doesn't it, when you blow it up on the big screen?
Yeah, it does. It does
You
help
know,
it. That's for
Spend
sure.
all our life looking at little phones, don't we? And
Yeah.
you know,
Even though the resolution's not great, at least you get a better idea of it.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I look at something like this because it's obviously we've got lots of information here, haven't we, to take in?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If I was there, what would I do? I probably wouldn't go for that big. You've got some really, really nice colours in there, beautiful light, lots of details. Then you got like this big area in the bottom. I don't know. It looks like a car park covered in snow or something.
Yeah, it looks like a field, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is.
Mm.
Looks like there's some form of wall. It's pretty damn straight.
Yeah.
If that's natural, it's pretty damn straight to be natural.
Dry stone wall by the look of it.
Yeah. I honestly find if I was there, I wouldn't take an image that far back. I would tend to sort of zoom in a bit more and try and get some more details. Look, those trees right in the far background there that are amazing. The ones in front there are beautiful. I would have zoomed in and taken many, many shots of all those fine details with those backlit leaves.
Yeah.
Gorgeous stuff. There's a million shots within that one frame there to take, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Backlighting's one of the best lights for trees, especially.
Yeah,
because you can do so much with it.
But I'm not a woodland photographer at the end of the day. Tom would definitely fill us in on this. He's the woodland expert here. So, what would you do, mate?
I would tend to agree with you. To be fair, mate, I love. It's all about the light, isn't it? In this composition, it's all about the light because, like you said, there's so much to look at. You haven't really got one particular subject to focus on, have you? It's all about that light sort of bleeding in. I would always go tighter than wider when it comes to trees. Just because I like the shapes, like you said, Matt, with them trees, there's so many textures
But within a frame like this, do you find these trees in the foreground a distraction within this frame? Not talking about the actual trees just themselves isolated, but those trees in the foreground, do you actually find them to be a distraction in that scene?
When they're right across like that.
There's no symmetry or form about them that wants you to be pulled any further into the image, is there?
No, because they're heavily detailed, so you get stuck there, don't you?
The detail or the shape of the tree?
Yeah, like the shape. Yeah,
it's not so much the detail; it's the actual shape of them. They're not going in any direction, are they?
No,
they're a lot larger than the whole entire rest of the scene, so they're blocking out the majority of your frame, aren't they?
Yeah, your eyes are getting pulled, and you're looking around them trees, and it kind of shields what's in behind.
Yeah,
especially with the soft light, it doesn't really. Although it's nice to look at, you don't really get pulled into behind them. Like you said, because the light is sort of softening everything as well. I would potentially zoom in to maybe just them trees as well, but like a tighter crop. There's some lovely sort of shapes. What looks like going down on the right.
Oh, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, aren't they? There's shapes everywhere. But
there's definitely shots inside of this image. But yeah, I would. But then that's my way. I'm that way inclined. I would always tend to look for smaller scenes, as opposed to a wider scene. Anyway,
It depends what the wider scene's offering. isn't it,
Yeah,
really?
exactly. Yeah, maybe that's just the geography of where I live, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big scene, isn't it?
It is
But
a big scene, yeah.
don't you just get the impression that a car's just going to drive past in the bottom there?
Yeah, I do struggle with stuff like that, I must admit. There's lots of like little picket fences and things, and I am partial to shooting like an avenue or a path. I wouldn't never not do that. I do that quite a lot, but fences and things and walls, I do struggle with stuff like that. It's just a personal thing, obviously, but yeah, for this scene, I can see heaps of potential. Whether I would have gone this, I would say no. But that aside, I can see why someone would want to take the wider scene, because there's a lot to look at, and obviously lots of color, shape, but you're not really seeing anything any one particular aspect of that in detail, are you?
No, well, there's no. I mean, when you look at a wider scene, what makes a wider scene work? It's the various elements that you've got, whether it's water or trees, sky, cloud, even a wall, a cement wall like this that's in a scene that can act as a leading line. You've got all these different elements in a landscape that complement each other to make it one scene. To make it photogenic.
Yeah,
Isn't it? We're not talking about something that looks beautiful to the eye when you're there. Don't get me wrong. If I was sitting on a park bench right now looking at that landscape, I'd happily sit there and drink a cup of tea. But I wouldn't class this image as a big scene as something photogenic, because the elements within this scene don't complement each other to work as one piece. Would you agree with that, Paul?
Yeah, I see definitely what you're getting at.
yeah.
There's just, although there's a lot going on, there's probably too much going on because there's no one place where the eye's drawn to, and that's generally what you get with a bigger scene. So you've got a focal point in an image first, and then you're sort of directed around the rest of the image. Where with this, where is the focal point? What is the bit to look at first? To my eye.
Yeah, and the wall, I find it like it's diagonal, like an awkward sort of diagonal across.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't either lead you in or out of the scene. That's the problem with something like that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, dominant verticals in foregrounds don't work.
No.
Yeah.
Dominant horizontals in foregrounds don't work. Diagonals can work if they act as a leading line.
Yeah.
Because they're bringing you into the scene. But verticals and horizontals necessarily do not work within a scene, especially when they're at that scale, taking up so much of the landscape.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Lovely conditions there, though, Brian.
Oh,
and
God,
actually,
yeah, Brian. Yeah.
I mean, I just picked on this one because I knew there was something to talk about, because you did post other images in the series that you've been putting up that are absolutely beautiful, mate. I just picked this one because there was more to talk about, really. But yeah, fantastic work anyway.
I would love to know. I would love to know whether he took anything tighter on this morning, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But some people aren't drawn to tight in images, eh?
No, I know.
It's not a natural thing.
No, exactly. That's it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely worth exploring. Matty adds, focusing on one side of those trees would be better. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's basically about reducing the size of the frame, though. Jeff Daniels says the S-shaped branch on the right grabs my attention right away.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, Jeff.
Yeah.
But yeah. I also quite like that little sort of splash of color right in the middle there as well.
Yeah.
You could, I don't know whether you could use that as the two left-hand sides as a frame, and I don't know, maybe somehow. Yeah, it needs exploring, I think.
So it's the trees in the background that capture more of my attention than the foreground.
Yeah.
Just because the light's nicer on them.
Yeah.
Just try something for me, Paul, if you wouldn't mind. I would do it, but I don't have access to the.
Yeah.
Do a an extreme pano. So Don't get a ratio out. Just
I'll use mine.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah, he's got.
Go drag it right up. There you go. Okay. Obviously, bring that in a bit more. Makes a hell of a lot of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. Simplifies it already, eh?
Yeah.
Look how nice that is now.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that pano, mate. It makes everything look beautiful.
Oh, we know it's the old Fuji fanboy again.
Yes, honestly, that pano, I just love it for all sorts
Yeah.
of things like that.
It's
Works
just,
so well.
It's just
Do you-
such a yeah.
Do you see that, Brian? I hope you're with us tonight, mate. If you're not, I'm sure you'll see it later on on YouTube or wherever you tend to go and see it. The difference that makes now. Those trees on scale in foreground were way too dominant to give you anything. They're less obvious now, and they have become part of the scene by doing a crop like that, and that is far more pleasant.
Well, they act like a layer now, rather than a distraction in the foreground. They actually work as a layer, going, just looks so much more pleasing.
Yeah, that's definitely right. It looks like a painting, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well done, Brian. Richard RG says, how's about sunrise, sunset glow photos for next month? I was actually thinking sunrise photos wouldn't be a bad shout.
I had something better.
Sunrise,
go on then.
Sunset. Yeah, I had some as well, but go on, Matt.
Fog.
There you go then. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fog. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because it's
Nice
the
and
time of
simple.
year where we get it, eh? It's the time of year that we get a lot of it, so it's probably not a bad shout.
Yeah, definitely. Fog's a good one.
Cool. So we'll go with that for the next one. We'll let you know when we get a link, and we'll promote that for you. So we'll go with fog, and we'll keep that other one in the bank though, Richard. The sunrise, sunset. We haven't actually covered any of that. So
around springtime will be a good time of year to do it.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
So we'll keep that in the bank for then. Good shout. Right. I just want to get onto this next one, and this was Gary Minish again, and I brought this one to my attention to our attention more because that was his last image, this one here, and he put this one in as well, and this one works so much better for me than that one with the mountains in it. Completely different subject, obviously. Obviously, it's got fog in it.
Yeah, what month are we?
There you go.
There you go. But you can see what a difference that makes. It just gives it so much beautiful atmosphere.
Yeah, it just adds so much mystery, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And mystery, and it just adds like a feeling to the shot, doesn't it? Adds like I wonder what's back there.
Yeah.
It draws you in and like straight away. And your eyes constantly looking around for details that might be there or might not be there. This is the sort of shot where you're looking and you're going to see, like, I don't know, like an Arctic wolf kicking about in the background. You know what I mean? It's that sort of image, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't. I think the fog really helps to add separation.
Yeah.
In between everything, so it kind of makes you look through the image and into the image.
Yeah.
Tommy, what do you reckon if that sunrise is in the middle, bang smack in the middle, mate?
What I reckon if it was. What are you saying? You don't like it off centered?
I just asked the question, mate.
Well, you asking me, should it be in the middle?
I would have shifted, probably moved my I wouldn't have probably moved the lens because I don't know what the trees would have been like on the left, but I probably would have got the tripod and moved it a little bit more.
Yeah, it does seem like
I'm just going to do this just for
shits and giggles.
Yeah,
sorry, I just swore on a live.
There you go.
Yeah, much better. There you go.
Yeah,
does that look better?
Yeah, it does.
I think so.
God, we love our cropping, don't we?
Well, it's the most powerful thing we have.
Well,
people will say, "Well, you should have got it right in camera in the first place." Well, yeah, that's great, but there's no reason not to allow yourself the ability
No.
to crop it
Well,
after the effect.
The average camera these days has got at least 30 megapixels, so you only
Yeah.
need a couple of those to post on Instagram. So why not use the rest of them to crop?
Well, that's it.
That's
And
it,
at the
yeah.
end of the day, the best thing you can do is if you're unsure or you want to give yourself that ability, is to always make sure you've got extra room on the edges of your frame,
Mm.
so you have the ability to crop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does make a difference being in the middle of the frame, that for sure. Not everything works in the center of a
No,
frame,
it doesn't. It's one of them ones where you just got
but
to do
this
it.
definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good spot, that Matt.
Don't you think, Tom?
Yeah, no, I do agree. Yeah,
Mm.
it does look better in the middle. Yeah, definitely. I do think it needs it, doesn't you? Do you not think? How do you?
Yeah, that's why I said it to you. But I didn't want to push my opinion on you.
No.
Thought it'd be far more polite just asking you, mate. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's right though. You're definitely right.
No,
Well done, Gary. Well done, Gary. A beautiful image, mate.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
really like it on you, buddy.
Yeah,
Good
for sure.
stuff.
So we're going to go because we've got this up, we're going to go with fog for the theme for January. So as soon as we get this link, we'll start promoting, so you can upload your images via this link. And it means we get better quality images because you can upload slightly larger images than you can on Facebook, obviously. And it also makes it so much easier for us to find.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't upload. Don't upload. Don't upload your images to Facebook. Okay.
No.
We won't be looking in there. So don't bother doing it because we won't see them. We'll let you know where to send them to.
Yeah, for sure. Right, I'm going to plow on because I need to get through these last three. Now, this one really stood out because it was a last-minute submission. I just found it this afternoon.
Yeah, didn't even see this one.
Yeah, beautiful though. Steve Stanstein put this in, and
Steve,
and it looks as though I could be wrong. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like it's in the lakes somewhere.
Yeah, he does shoot up there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But it's just beautiful. And again, it's got fog in the scene. We're not trying to push you into next month's theme or anything, but it has got fog in the frame. But yeah, really beautiful winter scene, I thought.
It really does fit the brief, this one, for sure.
If this was my image, I'd be very proud of it.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful image.
If this was mine, I'd have this in my top 50 images of all time.
Yeah. It's a beautiful image.
I can't really see. Yeah.
There's lots of things going on that make it really interesting.
Yeah, they work well together, don't they?
Yeah.
There's definitely some post-production that's been done in this image that you can see within the textures, can't you?
Yeah.
That we've had a bit of post-production done to this image.
It's
probably
tasteful, I would say.
Probably for me, if it was mine and I had this on my computer now, probably the only two things that I would tweak, I would have probably given when we're talking about the immediate foreground. So the tree on the left and those group of trees on the right with that one sort of moving out into the middle of the frame and a bit of the foreground, give it just a little bit more whites or a little bit more contrast just to give it a tad more separation. I don't think there's quite enough separation. It is. I'm saying that because it is an image that has obviously been edited in post-production. So because we do have a bit of editing there, I would probably suggest that. Maybe some of those darks need to be sort of a bit more evident just to give it a tad more separation between that distant foreground.
Yeah.
And probably ease up a little bit on the anti-haze in that top section there. It's a little bit too crunchy, just a tad too crunchy. Just a tad. But you look, we're looking at a low-res image. I'd have to look at the original
it's
file.
hard, isn't it?
But stunning.
Yeah, beautiful piece of work, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. A painting.
I love the fact that you can look around the image. It's nicely balanced, and you look around it and you see details like a gate through here in the
Yeah.
background there, and just there's lots to look at. I find.
Yeah, I feel like he's give them little details some thought, like the gate. You can see it. It's on the
Yeah.
edge of that left-hand side, but you can see it. He hasn't accidentally hidden it behind that
No, it's
tree.
obviously moved himself across a little bit so you can
Yeah.
actually see it.
Yeah, but not too much that it's bang in the center, which throws. You know what I mean? You can tell he's thought about it.
Yeah, it helps add depth, I think, when you can see something like that through the image.
Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, because it's all about pulling you through, isn't it? And
Yeah,
I want to know where that path goes.
yeah.
Off to that amazing light in the background would be good.
Yeah. Beautiful,
Stunning.
beautiful. Not a lot more we can say about that, mate. It's just
Except for it's beautiful. Yeah.
beautiful image.
Yeah, well done, mate. That's amazing. Cracking shot.
Right. Alexander, who's submitted a lot of images in the past, submitted this one, which is a really simple image that he popped in here. And again, fog.
Yeah.
No, I like the simplicity of this.
Yeah, I do.
But
I like images like this because I like the idea. I like the idea of images like this because they're not what you normally see, are they?
Well, it's funny because usually when you're shooting snow and things like that, you're looking or sand or anything like that. You're looking for undisturbed, pristine areas. You're not usually drawn to the ones that have got big distracting elements like footprints through them.
Yeah. It's I don't know how. Yeah, I do. I don't know how I feel about the left-hand side with it. I don't know how I feel about the creeping in.
Yeah, the tree on the left or the right.
Yeah, on the right. I'm you're seeing something, but not enough or not at all. But yeah, that aside, I can see you can 100% see what the shot's about, can't you?
Yeah, for sure.
And like you said, the atmosphere off in the distance is helping you imagine what is up there. Yeah, I do struggle with the left-hand side.
The edges do bother me as well.
Yeah.
That's what kind of drew me into this, to be honest. I thought it was worthy of discussion because the edges they're difficult to me.
And there's like a little one at the top right as well, like a little snippet of something creeping in there. I would be cleaning them up or just shooting slightly wider, maybe one or the other.
Yeah,
I don't know what yours is like, but it's like you can see a little bit like fringing around. The shots obviously been
you can
pushed.
see them round the branches a little.
Purple.
Purple. Yeah, it's been pushed, hasn't it? Yeah, it's technical things. Yeah, but I can appreciate the idea.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Definitely a distraction, the branches on the left and the right hand side, but probably more of a distraction because they don't have any symmetry with the background when I'm talking about where that mountain actually finishes, where it drops off. Mm-hmm. It's got a curve from right to left that doesn't really take you into anything. And with combining those branches, as I said before, with elements, complementing elements, nothing complements the scene enough to give it justice. The idea is definitely there. The footprints of is very attractive. If you were to remove those branches from the scene completely, and maybe just have that little forest scene in the back left there, maybe it might be okay. But at the same time, you've got this scene that sort of shifts off from the. There's nothing in it that works well together apart from this leading line of footsteps going out into a storm. I would definitely want to go there and reassess, maybe walk forward beyond
Yeah.
those branches, just
Yeah.
that bit more, and then take the shot again without those distractions. Because I think that the scene definitely it asks to be slightly more simplified. Yeah,
Yeah.
those distractions don't help.
Yeah.
They don't help. Maybe something that could have fixed this is if those branches on the left-hand side were a bit more abundant, but
Mhm.
closer up to your left-hand corner of the frame. That way they'll balance out the hill dropping off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you say,
The
it's-
left-hand
yeah.
top corner asks for something, and it does add this big emptiness,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which doesn't help considering the scene is actually dropping itself off that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean, I know what they're trying to do. Almost try to use it as a frame, but the complete frame's not there, so it
No.
just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Mhm.
Cool. Well done. Hope that helps, Alexander. Yes. So the next one is going to be about fog, and that's going to be in January sometime. We'll let you know as soon as we have the links, and we'll post about that on social media, so you get to know where to submit your images to. It means you can upload images that are a lot better quality, and it'll be easier for us to find as well.
Mm.
So the last image of the evening is going to be our buddy Josh Menke, and he's a snow giant in Risituturi National Park, Finland. I don't know, I probably butchered the hell out of that. But
I
there
think
you
you've
go.
done quite well there, mate. To be fair.
Yeah, God knows, but yeah, Finland. Should have just said Finland. I would have saved myself the trouble.
It's at Lapland, isn't it?
Yes, Finnish Lapland, I think. Yeah,
Mm. Sure.
and there you go. Now he's put in a couple of images similar to these before.
Yeah, he has, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah, they're beautiful when this happens. When the snow clings to these trees, it's stunning.
There's nice big long rays of light coming through it.
Yeah,
Complement the scene well.
Yeah, that light's essential, isn't it? That
the light
foreground.
and everything is beautiful. If there was one thing that would annoy me though, or does annoy me, is the lack of separation.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to get. It's the same in forests when you're trying to kind of hide other trees behind other trees and move things around to get yourself into a position where you've got that separation so things aren't crossing over.
Mm.
But I think it makes such a difference if you can.
Yeah, it just simplifies it, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it's that looks like such a hard place to achieve that, doesn't it?
It doesn't look easy, that's for sure.
No, because there's sparse areas and then there's heavy areas,
Mhm.
so it's very hard to sort of, I would imagine, to get it.
Aren't they too heavy? Like too blotchy? These trees?
Yeah,
No, like especially when you're this close up to them, they're a bit too in your face.
yeah.
Do you think
They're quite
they're more
solid
beautiful?
objects, aren't they?
Do you think they're more beautiful, a bit more from a distance?
Possibly,
Maybe get a
eh?
bigger group of them from a bit more of
Yeah.
a distance.
Yeah,
Possibly.
and like,
Never been there. So, but
No, me neither.
Mm.
But I know what you
Mm.
mean. They're quite dominant in the frame, aren't they? Because they're quite solid looking.
Well, yeah, they're very there's they're very. It's like a big man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Careful. Yeah.
yeah, and like Paul said, because they're interlocking with each other, it sort of emphasizes that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes them bleed into each other really, and really difficult to kind of make sense of. I mean, I get the whole scene for sure though.
Oh
Beautiful
Yeah.
light.
And it must be very, very complex to shoot in. Not to mention just the cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because it's bolted. It's really cold, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, and as well, footsteps, like moving around in that scene, trying to find something and not walking in a scene that you want to shoot later on you don't know about.
Yeah, because obviously there's a skidoo gone through here already.
Yeah.
Tracks down there and
That's
there, or skis, one of the two. I don't know which.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, amazing idea. What amazing moment to witness for sure.
Yeah,
But
Great
yeah,
colours. Lovely
Yes.
colours.
Lovely colours. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's nicely edited, isn't it? It's not.
Well,
Sort
you've
of,
got those lovely cool and warm tones, eh?
Yeah, it's very natural looking.
Mm.
Yeah, just shame you couldn't get a bit more separation, but
But that's all really though. you
yeah,
know.
it is all for me, I must say.
Well done, Josh. Well, fantastic little bunch of images there. Slightly shorter today, but I wanted to encourage you. So next month we're going to post some links on social media. We'll do, all our usual places.
Yeah.
We'll also post that link to the Facebook group as well. But don't submit your images to the Facebook group. Only submit your images to the link that we give you, because it's just going to make it way easier. The images look so much better as well. So thanks very much for joining us. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Tom. And we'll see you next month. Take care. Have a
Cheers,
great Christmas,
Thank
guys.
you, everyone.
See you
Have a
later.
great Christmas. Goodbye.
Bye.